"Look, babe, we can't take this money," said Joey to his girlfriend. "Come on, Joey. It's $1 million. It can change our life forever. It's worth the risk," replied Jennifer. "This is a rented car. Don't you think they can track me down? The car is in my name," Joey responded. It had turned into a heated argument, with the decision to take the money or not being the issue at hand. Jennifer insisted that they should take it, while Joey opposed the idea. Joey turned his head towards Jennifer, wanting to put an end to the debate. "Look, $1 million is definitely someone's money who's not a simple person, and we're not taking it, period," he declared. As soon as he finished speaking, he heard Jennifer scream, "Watch out, the truck, Joey!" Joey swiftly turned the car to the right, sharply and quickly, but he lost control. The car spun around, the brakes proving ineffective, and then it struck a tree squarely in the middle. The day before. Jennifer arrived home early on Saturday morning, seeking a brief respite from her demanding job. Little did she know the incident lay just around the corner. As she stepped through the door, the familiar, pungent scent of stale alcohol hit her. Her father was already waiting, his presence casting a shadow over her weekend reprieve. "Jennifer, I need money," he slurred without a greeting, his voice tinged with desperation. Jennifer's weekends at home, meant for rest and family, were now battlegrounds, her father's demands for money, a constant reminder of the life they had lost and the heavy price of the choices he continued to make. "Good morning to you too, Father," Jennifer replied, her tone laced with sarcasm. She eyed him disapprovingly, noting the bloodshot eyes and unkempt hair. "What, lost everything at online poker again? When will you stop throwing everything away?" He waved a dismissive hand, irritation flashing across his face. "Stop nagging, Jennifer. You're home for 2 days, let's not ruin it." Just then, Lisa burst into the room, her youthful exuberance a stark contrast to the tension. "Aunt Jennifer?" she exclaimed, racing to embrace her. "I missed you so much." Jennifer melted into her niece's hug, handing her a bar of chocolate, her weekly ritual. "I missed you too, sweetheart." She ruffled Lisa's hair, a momentary escape from the grim reality waiting beside them. As her father stumbled outside, presumably to escape the judgment in his daughter's eyes, Jennifer reflected on the man he had become. Since their mother's death, he had spiraled, seeking refuge in alcohol and gambling. It was a sharp decline from the father he once was, a man who, despite his flaws, had once held the family together. Now, the burden of the family lay heavily on Jennifer's shoulders. She had followed in her mother's footsteps, working for a wealthy family, doing all that was asked of her just to keep her own family afloat. Her father's vices not only consumed his life, but also threatened to pull the entire family under. The following day, Jennifer's birthday arrived, and she decided to celebrate by shopping for some new clothes. She headed to the mall, eager for a little self-indulgence. As Jennifer sifted through racks of clothing at the mall, she paused at a dress that caught her eye, but was steeply priced. "It's my birthday. Maybe I should treat myself today," she mused, contemplating the splurge. Her thoughts were abruptly interrupted by the ringing of her phone. She glanced at the screen. It was Joey calling. "Hey babe, where are you at?" he asked. "I told you already, I'm at the mall," she replied with a slightly irritated tone. "I know, I'm here too. Where exactly are you?" he asked again. "So, what are we doing today?" Joey inquired after they met. This became another reason for Jennifer to reconsider their relationship. "Joey, my gosh, you forgot again, haven't you?" sighed Jennifer, taking a deep breath. Joey paused, trying to remember what he had supposedly forgotten. Then it dawned on him. It was her birthday. Being himself, Joey quickly tried to smooth things over. "Of course not, babe. I was just teasing you. I have a surprise for you. Today's going to be special. It's your birthday, and you'll have the best day ever, trust me." As he said this, Joey started planning how to make the day memorable. Meanwhile, Jennifer responded, "It's okay, Joey. Don't worry about it. It's not the first time you've forgotten. Look, babe, here's my card. Buy the thing you loved the most. I know you love shopping. Spend your time here at the mall for an hour or so. I'll be back. I'm working on the surprise, but it's taking some time. Just trust me. I'll be back, Joey reassured her. No, it's okay. Keep your card. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything from you. I stopped doing that a long time ago. That's why today, I decided to treat myself for the first time. You already know I've never celebrated my birthday, but today is going to be different. Not even you can stop me. I'll have fun today, Jennifer declared, sounding serious and decisive. I know, babe. That's what I'm saying too. Today is going to be special. Wait for me. I'll be back, said Joey, kissing her goodbye. Wow, this dress shirt is something else. I love it, Jennifer thought, as she admired a luxury brand dress shirt. She had never owned one, but had often seen such items while working for a wealthy family, helping with housework. The dress was on sale, so she decided, what the heck, I'm buying it. $999 is a lot of money, but it's my birthday. For the first time in my life, I can treat myself to something good. After checking her savings account, which had $5,430, she resolved that spending $1,000 could make a big difference, but she was determined to enjoy her day. She had seen many parties thrown at her workplace, watching the rich enjoy themselves, and felt she deserved to experience some of that joy as well. After a brief internal struggle, she decided to go for it. She walked out of the shop with a wide smile, feeling different as she wore the new dress shirt. She had decided to wear it today and end the day treating herself to good things, at least once in her lifetime. I'm waiting on the -3rd floor in a parking lot, come down my love, read a text message from Joey. She didn't know if he would ruin her day or not, and she was uncertain whether she should spend the day alone or with him. Despite her reservations, she found herself already on her way to the parking lot, unsure of why she was even going. How do I look, Joey? She asked when they met. Wow, you look amazing in that dress, he said genuinely, and Jennifer could always tell when he was being sincere. She thought there must be something special about the luxury dress. Thank you, was her simple response. Look, babe, how do you like my new car? Joey was standing next to a nice convertible, gesturing towards it proudly. Jennifer had resolved that nothing and no one would ruin her day today, so she remained composed and asked, Is this your surprise? And where did you get the money to buy it? No, I didn't buy it. And yes, it's the start of my surprise, Joey responded, his eyes gleaming with excitement. It was indeed a surprise. Jennifer couldn't recognize this side of Joey. The Joey she knew wouldn't do such things. Intrigued, she hopped in, and Joey started driving towards a destination she hadn't been informed of. Joey, I have no idea how you got this car, honestly. I'm loving it. I just realized that I've never been in a convertible before. I'm happy that you like it, Joey smiled and continued. Do you think I've been in a cabriolet before? They both knew the answer was no. Jennifer had grown up in a decent neighborhood, but thanks to her father, they always faced financial difficulties, and money was always tight. Joey, on the other hand, was an orphan who had grown up doing anything to feed himself. They had both seen luxury lifestyles only in movies. Joey, you surprised me already. Thank you for this. She expressed her gratitude, then asked, Where are we headed? It's the surprise, babe. Please be patient, Joey replied. But along the way, I want to show you this house. It's on a tree. If you like it, we can spend the night there. We could come back to it after the road trip. I hope you'll love it. Joey had a history of forgetting her birthdays and other important dates, and he knew this grand gesture might be his last chance to salvage their relationship. He had recently started working for a tourism company. This was a big step for him, as he was the type of guy who had never really held a stable job before, and this was his first real opportunity to have one. Because of his job, Joey knew about a beautiful spot near Seattle in Chelan County, known for its stunning natural landscapes and a lake. Money was tight, so taking Jennifer there would be budget-friendly. He imagined showing her around, and thought blowing out birthday candles with romantic lake scenery would be perfect. Yesterday, while at work, he was arranging rental cars for a client when he noticed a promotion for a Mini Cooper. It looked cool and was only $105 per day, a price even he could afford when necessary. Today, he really needed that car. When he met Jennifer earlier, he assumed they would spend another casual day at the mall, given they both had the day off. But when he realised it was Jennifer's birthday, he immediately thought of the Mini Cooper, the convertible, and Chelan County. Fortunately, he had rented the car, and Jennifer loved it. She had seen one of these cars before at the house where she worked. One of the family members owned exactly the same model. She knew it was a type of car rich people owned, though she wasn't sure what brand it was. Nevertheless, the convertible added a touch of romance, and she was thoroughly enjoying the road trip. "I hope this day never ends," she voiced her thoughts aloud. Joey was pleased that she was enjoying everything, and he felt good being the reason for her happiness. "But I know it will end," she added, a touch of sadness in her voice. "At least I hope we'll have fun today." Just then, they heard a rhythmic thump, thump, thump sound vibrating through the car. "Damn it, we have a flat tyre!" Joey exclaimed and pulled the car over. "But thank God it happened when we got off the highway," he said after having pulled over. They were on their way to see the house on the tree. "I hope you know how to change tyres," Jennifer said with a smile, surprisingly calm. Joey was relieved to see her in a good mood and responded confidently, "Of course I do. We'll be back on the road in a couple of minutes, babe. Don't you worry about anything." They opened the trunk, and the first thing Joey saw was a black bag, which he tossed onto the back seat as he searched for the spare tyre. Finding the spare took the most time, but actually changing it was quick. To their relief, the spare tyre was in good condition, so they were happy to get back on the road without further worries. "Jennifer, I'm going to ask you to do one thing today, and you're going to do it, okay?" Joey said. "What's that?" she inquired, curious. "You stop being sad. You stop saying things like, 'I hope nothing bad happens,' and we just enjoy the day. It's your birthday, and I want it to be awesome. Do we have a deal?" Joey looked at her seriously. She nodded in agreement, feeling her mood lift. Eager to add to the good vibes, she asked Joey to connect her phone to the car's stereo system so she could play some of her favourite songs. As Joey was connecting the phone, Jennifer's attention was drawn to the bag on the back seat. Curious, she grabbed it to see what was inside. "Joey, look, this bag. What would you do if there were $1 million inside?" she teased, showing him the bag. "I'd take it and run away with you," he joked back. She opened the bag and froze for a moment. "Babe, it's ready. You can put your music on now. But please, no crying like you sometimes do," Joey said in a playful tone. Jennifer didn't reply. She was still in shock. "Hello, is anybody here?" Joey continued to joke, not noticing her reaction. "Joey, look," she said, pulling out a stack of cash and showing it to him. "What the heck?" Joey's shock mirrored hers this time. "What else did you find in there?" He was now as intrigued as she was. "Nothing else," she replied, still in shock. "It seems like you found $10,000, not $1 million, Joey joked as he glanced at the $100 bills. He estimated that a stack like that would be around 10,000. "No, Joey, it's more," she replied. "Nope, it can't be more, it's just 10,000, Joey insisted. "No, the bag is full of these," Jennifer countered, opening the bag wider to show him. Indeed, Joey figured it could be about $1 million. "Wow, did we just find $1 million?" Joey exclaimed, his excitement palpable. "It seems so," Jennifer responded calmly. "Look, babe, we can't take it," Joey said, suddenly becoming serious. "I'd take the money and run away with you. Wasn't that you a few minutes ago?" Jennifer asked, recalling his earlier jest. "I know, but this is serious. This money could belong to some shady people. I wouldn't risk my life, nor yours, he stated firmly. Their conversation quickly escalated into a heated debate about whether to take the money or return it. Joey, I'm sick and tired of cleaning up rich people's messes my whole life, and I mean it literally. You have no idea how this last family treats me, and you should see how they spend their money, as if $1 million is nothing to them. I'm taking the money, no matter what. Join or not, Jennifer declared, her voice growing more serious with each word. Joey glanced at her to confirm if she was serious, and it was clear she meant every word. Wanting to make a final statement to end the conversation, he momentarily lost focus and unintentionally changed lanes. "Watch out, Joey, truck!" Jennifer screamed. Jennifer woke up and found herself with minor injuries. The car had hit a tree dead center. Joey was there, unconscious. She checked his pulse. He was still alive. Joey had really wanted to return the money, but Jennifer was resolute against it. Seizing her chance, she left the car immediately, leaving Joey alone inside. She walked for a few minutes and then called for a taxi. She knew she was close to a town near where the treehouse was located. As she saw a taxi approaching on her app, she dialed 911 to report the car accident. She hung up without giving her name and took the taxi back towards Seattle. Trying to maintain a low profile, Jennifer asked the taxi driver to drop her off in Monroe, a small town near Seattle. She looked up the town's name on her phone. From there, she took another taxi back to Seattle. The taxi dropped her at the Four Seasons, part of her plan. Dressed to look affluent, with a bag in hand, she blended in seamlessly at the hotel. Amidst the luxury, a whirlwind of thoughts raced through her mind. Was Joey okay? Would she face any consequences with the money? She called several hospitals until she found Joey. He was okay. She hung up abruptly when asked if she was related to him. Knowing Joey was safe provided some relief. But what would be her next step? She lay in the hotel room, overwhelmed by her situation, but resolute in her decision to use the money to escape her past struggles and achieve wealth. As she pondered her next moves, exhaustion overcame her, and she fell asleep in the plush comfort of the hotel room, her future plans still uncertain. The next morning, Jennifer decided to set aside her worries and simply enjoy the day. The hotel's breakfast was luxurious, and she relished every bite. Feeling rejuvenated, she decided to indulge in some real shopping, the kind where she wouldn't have to count every penny. She found a boutique that sold luxury cosmetics, a favourite of the affluent, and headed there immediately. Eager to pamper herself and enhance her appearance, Jennifer began selecting various items, filling her basket. As she was picking out products, a salesperson approached her. He was well dressed, with a style that leaned more towards the polished, almost feminine aesthetic often seen among men in the fashion industry. However, his next words took Jennifer by surprise. "Look, honey, I don't want to be rude, but this is going to cost you a fortune." His comment, though possibly well-intentioned, ignited a sudden fury in Jennifer. She felt judged and wondered if she didn't deserve the same respect as the wealthier clients who frequented the boutique. Jennifer, her anger boiling over. "How can you treat your customers like this? Have you lost your mind? I have more money than you make in a year!" She hurled at the salesperson, her words sharp and accusing. "I will never come back to your store again, and you can be sure I'll leave my reviews and comments online." "I was just trying to help you, it seemed like," the salesperson began, but he couldn't finish his sentence. "What? I don't look rich enough, is that it? Is that why you're treating me like this?" Jennifer interrupted, her voice rising in frustration as she stormed out of the store. Jennifer had resolved to use the money she found to elevate her status and become wealthy. However, the day's incident at the boutique was a stark reminder that she had a long road ahead. Upset and unable to focus, she decided to spend the evening at the most luxurious bar in town. There, she planned to test the waters again, this time to see if she could convincingly pass as affluent among a different crowd. Her experience at the boutique had fueled a new determination to prove herself. Before heading to the upscale bar, Jennifer decided that she needed to look the part. She spent the afternoon shopping, meticulously choosing each piece of her ensemble. She selected a sleek, designer dress that clung elegantly to her figure, paired with a subtle yet luxurious pair of earrings and a matching clutch. Each item was chosen not only for its style, but for the unspoken language of wealth it communicated. With her attire carefully curated, Jennifer arrived at the bar feeling a mixture of excitement and nerves. The bar was an epitome of luxury, with velvet ropes, low ambient lighting, and patrons who carried themselves with an air of unbothered grace. She settled at the bar, her posture perfect, her demeanour poised. A man approached her shortly after her arrival. He was the epitome of sophistication, from his custom suit to the effortless way he held himself. "Can I buy you a drink?" he asked with a polite smile. "That would be lovely," Jennifer responded, her voice steady despite her racing heart. As they chatted, Jennifer found herself weaving a narrative she hoped would resonate with the aura of the place. She spoke of her family's estates in Europe and the lavish lifestyle she was accustomed to, each detail embellished to portray a lineage steeped in wealth. The man seemed genuinely intrigued, asking questions about her travels and her supposed lifestyle. Jennifer felt a thrill. She was pulling it off. She was being accepted as one of them. However, as the evening wore on, the man received a phone call. His warm demeanour shifted as he apologised, stating he needed to handle an urgent business matter. With a polite but somewhat distant farewell, he left Jennifer alone at the bar. As she watched him leave, Jennifer's initial confidence began to waver. She looked around at the other patrons, their ease and authenticity in this world. Despite her expensive dress and rehearsed stories, she felt like an outsider. The $1 million she had found felt irrelevant here. It couldn't buy the genuine belonging or history that the true elites of this world possessed. As Jennifer lingered at the bar, wrapped in her thoughts about belonging in this opulent world, another man approached, his demeanour easy and welcoming. "Can I buy you a drink?" he asked, his voice friendly and engaging. Grateful for the distraction, Jennifer accepted. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, a stark contrast to her earlier interactions. They shared laughs and discussed everything from art to music, steering clear of the subjects of wealth and status that had dominated her previous conversation. The night seemed to pass quickly in his company. Eventually, Jennifer decided it was time to head home. The man kindly offered to drive her, and she accepted, appreciating the pleasant end to her evening. The drive was comfortable, filled with the soft hum of the radio and the glow of city lights. As they arrived at her destination, he turned to her with a hopeful expression. "Would you like to invite me in for coffee?" he asked. Jennifer, aiming to maintain the pleasant but platonic tone of the evening, politely declined. "Thank you for the wonderful evening and the ride, but I'm going to end my night here," she said. His expression shifted subtly, revealing a hint of entitlement. "Well, you could at least pay for the night's expenses, or a kiss might do," he suggested, his tone shifting from friendly to coercive. Jennifer recoiled, her anger rising. "I don't owe you anything," she responded sharply, her voice cold. Unfazed, he continued, his words cutting through the night. "Look, I saw what you were trying to do at the bar, trying to charm that rich man. It's obvious you don't really belong in that crowd. I've literally written the book on scamming the rich. It's what I do, and frankly, you're pretty bad at it." Jennifer was stunned, her fury mingling with shock. How had what seemed like a pleasant evening turned so quickly? She realised this man, perhaps bitter from his own experiences, had completely misjudged her. "You know nothing about me," she retorted, her voice shaking with emotion. Without waiting for his reply, Jennifer got out of the car and slammed the door. As she walked away, the man's harsh words echoed in her mind, serving as another painful reminder that she didn't truly belong in the world she so desperately wanted to be part of, a world where appearances were often deceptive and genuine acceptance remained elusive. The next morning, Jennifer woke in her luxurious hotel room with a renewed sense of purpose. She was determined not to squander the unexpected fortune she had stumbled upon. She needed a strategy, a plan that would transform this sudden windfall into lasting wealth. Yet, as she sat with her notepad full of scribbles, surrounded by a clutter of papers, she realized she was stuck. No clear path emerged, and her frustration grew with every passing minute. Deciding a change of scenery might help, she left the confines of her hotel to grab breakfast at a local cafe. As fate would have it, she spotted Evan, the salesperson from the luxury cosmetics store, dining alone. Without a second thought, she approached his table and sat down. "Morning," she greeted briskly, not waiting for an invitation. Evan looked up, slightly surprised but not unwelcoming. "Good morning. How can I help you today?" he asked with a hint of humour, remembering their last encounter. "I need to understand something." Jennifer jumped right in. "Yesterday at the store, how could you tell I wasn't really rich?" Evan smiled gently, setting down his coffee. "It's not just about the money you carry. It's about how you carry yourself. For instance, your reaction to prices. Genuine wealth hardly bats an eye because to them, money isn't a problem, it just exists." "That makes sense," Jennifer nodded, absorbing his observation. "You know, I screamed at you that I had money. Clearly, I have no idea how to be rich, but I'm certain I want to become rich." Evan chuckled. "That's usually not something the wealthy would admit so openly. But tell me, why do you want to blend into that world?" Jennifer sighed, frustration and a strange sort of clarity warring within her. "I have my own reasons for that. Anyway, I've inherited a substantial amount and I need to turn it into a real fortune." Intrigued by her honesty, Evan leaned in. "You know, I've been working on something, a startup idea. It's an app for stylish, custom clothing from around the world. Imagine ordering a bespoke suit from Italy or a dress from Paris, right from your phone." Jennifer's eyes lit up. "That sounds amazing. How would it work exactly?" "We'd partner with local artisans and designers from various countries. Users could browse collections, customize their choices, and order high-quality, unique pieces directly to their doorstep," Evan explained, his enthusiasm growing. The concept sparked Jennifer's interest, not just as a business venture but as a bridge to the world she wanted to enter. "I love the idea. It feels real, tangible, and it's fashionable. It would definitely appeal to the wealthy clientele." Evan nodded. "Exactly. And with your investment, we could really make it something special. We'd need to develop the platform, establish partnerships, and curate the right kind of products." As their conversation deepened, Jennifer felt a surge of excitement. This could be her chance not only to build wealth, but to create something valuable and sustainable. Meanwhile, Joey's life had taken an unexpected and tumultuous turn. He awoke in a stark hospital room, the fluorescent lights above him harsh and unyielding. The news he received was unsettling. He had lost his memory. Clutching only his driver's license, Joey left the hospital as soon as he was allowed. The address on the license led him to an apartment he assumed was his home. He entered the familiar yet foreign place, searching desperately for any clues that might spark a memory or reveal something about his past life. Unfortunately, the apartment yielded no answers, no photographs, no personal items of significance. Nothing that helped. Feeling lost and unsure of his next steps, Joey decided to explore his neighbourhood the following morning, hoping that familiar sights or faces might trigger his memory. As he stepped outside, he noticed a black SUV parked conspicuously next to his building. Just as he tried to walk past it, several men emerged from the vehicle. They had a stern, imposing presence that made Joey hesitate. "Come with us," one of them commanded, not unkindly but firmly. Given his current state, with no memories and nothing seemingly left to lose, Joey felt a strange sense of adventure mixed with desperation. He hoped these men might hold the key to his past, They drove in silence to a secluded warehouse on the outskirts of town. The building was dilapidated, with a heavy metal door that creaked ominously as they entered. Inside, Joey was greeted by an older man dressed in a meticulously tailored suit, contrasting sharply with the grim surroundings. "Where is the cash, Joey?" the man demanded the moment he laid eyes on Joey. Joey froze, the question echoing in the hollow space of his lost memories. I don't know what you're talking about," he stammered, his confusion genuine. The man's eyes narrowed, not convinced by Joey's response. "Think, Joey. You were supposed to deliver something very valuable. Don't disappoint me." "Look, I have no idea what cash you're talking about," Joey insisted. The old man's smile held a hint of menace. $1 million, the money you owe me." $1 million? The number echoed in Joey's head. He racked his brain, trying to piece together any scenario where that debt made sense. His crappy apartment apparently he lived in, his clothes. He couldn't have owed that much. "There's no way I owe you that. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of money in my life," Joey said, his smile wavering. The old man's patience snapped. "Joey, cut the games! The money you found in the car! Where is it?" Now this was different. When did he find the money? Joey had no idea, though. "Kill me if you want, but I've lost my memory. I can't help you," Joey declared, his voice steady but edged with frustration. The old man, unfazed, narrowed his eyes and leaned closer. "Look, I've seen many people, some are like you, acting tough at first, but I know how to make them speak," he replied with a menacing calm. Joey retorted, "Call the hospital if you don't believe me. They'll tell you." His challenge hung in the air, a gauntlet thrown down between them. After a tense moment, the old man motioned to one of his associates, who reluctantly stepped outside to make the call. Minutes later, he returned, his expression troubled. "He's telling the truth," he confirmed to the old man. "The hospital records show he was admitted with severe amnesia." After discovering Joey's genuine amnesia, an old man recognised by his peers simply as Mr. Petrov reclined in his chair, his face etched with visible frustration. "Fine," he grunted after a tense pause. "It seems we need to jog your memory, Joey, because I need you to remember." Abruptly, his tone softened. "You're free to go, Joey, but don't think about running away. I'll find you whenever I need you," he warned. Joey chuckled wryly. "You're funny. I can barely find my way home, let alone run away. Where would I even go?" "Given your condition, I'll overlook your remarks for now, but don't underestimate the gravity of the situation you're in," Mr. Petrov replied sternly. Returning home, Joey frantically searched for the missing money, convinced it had to be hidden somewhere. Yet, his efforts were fruitless. The next morning, compelled by a desire to clear his head, Joey went for a walk. As he strolled down the street, he accidentally collided with Jennifer. Without looking up, he murmured an apology. Jennifer, taken aback by the sudden encounter, panicked, thinking it was his cryptic way of saying, "I've found you." All she managed to stammer was, "Hi, how have you been?" Joey, looking up and recognising a familiar face, seized the chance. "Do we know each other?" he asked hopefully. Jennifer, convinced he was toying with her, was about to dismiss his act, but Joey earnestly added, "I've lost my memory, and I'm hoping you could help me. Your face looks familiar." Taking a gamble, Jennifer responded, "Aren't you Paul? We went to high school together, remember?" "No, I'm not. I'm Joey. I really hoped you could help me," Joey responded, surprising Jennifer off guard. Apologising for her mistake, she hurried away, relieved to have evaded him. Little did she know, the true trouble was only just beginning. Unbeknownst to both Joey and Jennifer, Mr. Petrov had deployed his men to shadow Joey. When they observed him conversing with Jennifer, one operative began tailing her, hoping to uncover clues about Joey's predicament. He tracked her movements meticulously, to her new apartment where she recently moved, to her office which she rented for her startup with Evan, and even to the restaurants she frequented with Evan. A few days later, while Jennifer was at her office, her phone rang. "Hi, Jennifer. How have you been?" Mr. Petrov inquired smoothly. Jennifer, clueless about the identity of the caller, yet alarmed that he knew her name, responded apprehensively. "Who am I speaking with?" "You're talking to the owner of the money. Either bring it today or Joey dies," Mr. Petrov threatened, trying to gauge her knowledge of the missing money. All right. Please don't hurt Joey. You'll get your money back," Jennifer pleaded in panic. Mr. Petrov, sensing victory, pressed further. "I'll give you 4 hours." "I need more time. I don't have the money with me. I need to pick it up," Jennifer implored, her voice cracking over the phone. "Okay, I'll be waiting for you tomorrow morning. Don't try to run away. We know where you live, where you work, who you work with, where you eat. We know everything about you," he warned gravely. After the call, Jennifer was consumed by panic, torn between rescuing Joey and fleeing with the remaining money. She still had about $800,000 of the $1 million left. Even selling her newly purchased car would only net her an additional $30,000 to $40,000. Finding the remainder was a daunting task, one she couldn't possibly complete within a day, much less a year. Driven by instinct, she headed to her father's house, though she hadn't planned on it. As she exited her car, her father's presence startled her. "Look at you, Jennifer. So, you left us all alone and ran away, but you show up in a brand new car. I've been worried sick looking for you while you've apparently been enjoying your life," her father reproached her. "Father, I have no time for your talks now. I need to go," Jennifer said, trying to return to her car. "Run, Jennifer, run! You have it in your blood," he retorted sharply. "Father, you have no idea what I've been trying to do for the family these past few weeks, and you'll never understand. Unlike you, I think of my family. I've been supporting you. Have you ever considered what kind of future awaits Lisa, huh?" Jennifer fired back, her frustration boiling over. With that, she drove away, leaving her father in the driveway, her mind racing with the impending decisions she had to make. Jennifer burst into Joey's apartment, her urgency palpable. "I'm not the guy who you went to school with," Joey quipped. He still had his sense of humour. "Joey, I came here to save you, and thank God you're here. I thought they had already captured you," she said, her voice strained with worry. "Let's go. We need to run away," she urged. Joey, still trying to grasp the situation, responded, "Who are you, and why should I go with you?" "There's no time for that. They threatened to kill you. We need to leave now," she insisted. Understanding dawned on Joey. He realised she was referring to Mr. Petrov, the old man from earlier. "Okay, but where are we going?" he asked, his anxiety growing. "Just come with me. Stop asking questions, will you?" Jennifer snapped, her frustration mounting. As they were about to step into Jennifer's car, a black SUV blocked their path. 2 of Mr. Petrov's men stepped out, blocking their escape with a menacing ease. "Where are you 2 going?" they asked with mocking smiles, their tone chillingly casual. Realising resistance was futile, Jennifer and Joey were forced to comply with the implicit threat, climbing into the SUV as directed by Mr. Petrov's men. The doors shut ominously behind them, sealing their fate as the vehicle pulled away from the curb, heading towards an uncertain and potentially dangerous confrontation with Mr. Petrov. Mr. Petrov greeted Jennifer and Joey with a sinister charm as they found themselves bound to chairs in a dimly lit room. "Well, hello, Jennifer. Nice to meet you finally," he said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "So did you bring my money?" he inquired, his voice cool and expectant. "No, but I'll get it. Please let us go," Jennifer pleaded, her voice quivering with fear. Joey watched her, his heart swelling with admiration and an inexplicable affection. Here she was, risking everything for him, and he couldn't fathom why. In his heart, He made a silent vow to treat her like a queen if they ever escaped this nightmare. "Okay, you'll go with my men and bring it. Joey stays here," Mr. Petrov decided. Jennifer agreed without hesitation, desperate to secure Joey's safety. As they arrived at Jennifer's father's house, one of Mr. Petrov's men eyed the place suspiciously. "This is not your place," he remarked. "This is where the money is," Jennifer replied, hoping to buy some time and devise a plan. Just then, another SUV and a luxurious sedan pulled up. Jennifer's father emerged from the house, only to be greeted by the sight of 4 men disembarking from the SUV and another opening the sedan's door. A woman stepped out from the sedan, her presence commanding immediate attention. Upon seeing Jennifer's father, she recognized him instantly. "Who are these men, Jennifer?" her father inquired, bewildered and concerned. "Shut up and bring out the money, old man!" one of the henchmen barked. The situation escalated until the woman interrupted. "William, I need to talk to you?" "Look, lady, we have unfinished business here. We finish this and go, then you can do whatever you came to do. And I advise you not to get yourself into trouble. You might regret it big time," one of Mr. Petrov's men warned before being restrained. As the standoff in the yard grew increasingly tense, the woman, displaying a calm authority, signalled subtly to her men. In a swift, coordinated move, her security team sprang into action, expertly disarming and securing Mr. Petrov's men. The sudden shift in control surprised everyone, and the atmosphere charged with urgency now thickened with uncertainty. Once her authority was firmly established, the woman turned her attention to William and the young woman beside him, who was clearly distressed. Her eyes lingered on the young woman, Jennifer. The resemblance was striking, almost like looking into a mirror of her younger self. This unexpected similarity piqued her curiosity and a protective instinct she hadn't anticipated. "William, we need to leave this place immediately," she stated with urgency, her tone indicating no room for argument. William, accustomed to sudden shifts in circumstance, nodded in agreement, but confusion clouded his expression. "Of course, but may I know who you are? And why do you seem so concerned about us?" he asked, his voice filled with a mixture of suspicion and gratitude. The woman paused, her gaze shifting between Jennifer and William. "I'm here on unrelated business, but I see now there's more at stake than I realised. You both are in danger as long as you're here. It's best we discuss this further in a safer location." Upon arriving at a sprawling mansion, the woman who had orchestrated their escape introduced herself. "My name is Aurora Wilson. William, you might know the Wilsons?" she asked, her voice hinting at a connection she assumed was familiar. William, still processing the day's events and the shock of their sudden departure, shook his head. "No, I can't say I do," he replied, his confusion evident. Aurora's expression turned serious as she delved into a topic that clearly held significant weight. "All right, tell me about Jennifer. How did you come to have her?" she asked directly, her gaze piercing. William was taken aback by her question. The origins of how Jennifer came into his life were a closely guarded secret, known only to him, his late wife, and a mysterious figure from the past. He hesitated, the weight of the memories pressing down on him. "It's a complicated story," he began slowly, his voice heavy with emotion. "My wife and I were at the hospital because she had just given birth to our daughter, but tragically our baby girl didn't survive. I was outside the hospital room, devastated, not knowing how to break the news to my wife when a man approached me." William paused, collecting his thoughts before continuing. "This man, he talked to me in my moment of despair. He offered me a baby, along with some money and a promise of a house. At first, I couldn't comprehend his offer. It seemed surreal, an answer to an unspoken prayer in my darkest moment." Seeing Aurora's intent focus, William swallowed hard, the past pain mingling with the present uncertainty. "I thought about it, and then I agreed. I went home and told my wife that Jennifer wasn't our biological daughter. We decided to raise her as our own. My wife loved Jennifer just as deeply as if she had been born to us." Aurora listened intently, her expression unreadable as she absorbed every word. The revelation seemed to resonate with her on a level that went beyond mere curiosity. "Why are you asking about this? What does this have to do with today?" William finally asked, a hint of defensive concern creeping into his voice. Aurora turned to Jennifer, her eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and hope. She reached out, taking Jennifer's hands in her own, and said in a voice choked with emotion, "You're my daughter, Jennifer. I was told that you died. My father on his deathbed confessed the truth to me. He admitted that he had lied about your death. He passed away a few days ago, and since then I've been trying to find you. I am so sorry for everything that has happened, but you need to understand how devastating it was for me to believe I had lost you. Finally, I'm here, with you, my daughter." Overwhelmed with the intensity of the moment, Aurora pulled Jennifer into a deep embrace, holding her close. She kissed her forehead, a gesture filled with years of missed love and the pain of separation now beginning to heal. Jennifer stood still, her mind racing to process this flood of information. The reality that the woman before her, Aurora, powerful and poised, was her biological mother, shattered and reshaped her understanding of her own history. Tears welled up in her eyes as she returned her mother's embrace, a rush of conflicting emotions surging through her. Shock, relief, confusion, but also a budding sense of connection. As they held each other in the quiet grandeur of the mansion, William watched, his heart heavy with relief and sorrow. He had raised Jennifer as his own, and now he faced the profound reality of stepping back to let her biological mother step in. Yet, there was also solace in knowing that Jennifer was not alone in the world, that she had another who claimed her with such evident love. As they settled into the stark reality of their reunion, Aurora swiftly shifted her focus to the immediate crisis at hand. "Now tell me, William, who were those men, and what do they want from you?" Aurora asked, her tone indicating she was ready to take action. Before William could respond, Jennifer, feeling the weight of her own involvement, took the lead. "It's a long story," she began, her voice tense with anxiety. She recounted the ordeal with Joey, how they accidentally stumbled upon the money, and the dire situation that ensued, leaving Joey at the mercy of Mr. Petrov's demands. Listening intently, Aurora's expression hardened with resolve. Without hesitation, she mobilized her resources. "We're going to fix this," she declared, ushering Jennifer along with her. "Let's go meet this Mr. Petrov and resolve this matter once and for all." Upon arriving at Mr. Petrov's location, Aurora introduced herself with a calm authority. "Hi there, my name is Aurora, and I'm Jennifer's mother. I assure you, you'll get your money today," she stated confidently. Mr. Petrov, a pragmatic man driven by his interests, responded coolly, "Well, missus, you need to understand me. It's my money, and all I want is my money back. That's it." True to her word, Aurora ensured the full amount was promptly delivered. Once Mr. Petrov got money transferred to his account, he released Joey, who was visibly relieved but worn from the ordeal. As they drove away from the tense encounter with Mr. Petrov, the atmosphere in the car gradually shifted from palpable tension to a quieter, more reflective mood. Aurora's presence had transformed what seemed like an insurmountable crisis into a resolvable issue, demonstrating her capacity not only as a resourceful leader, but also as a caring mother. In the quiet comfort of Aurora's mansion, Jennifer, Joey and William gathered in the expansive living room, each processing the day's whirlwind events. Aurora arranged for a celebratory dinner, feeling it was essential to mark the beginning of a new chapter in their lives together. Over dinner, the conversation flowed more freely. Aurora shared stories of her past, the difficult decisions she had made, and her relentless search that led her back to Jennifer. Jennifer and Joey listened, fascinated by the tales and the realization of how interconnected their lives were with broader histories and deeper narratives. Joey, who had remained somewhat quiet, finally spoke up, his voice steady and sincere. "I owe you all my life, especially you, Jennifer, for not giving up on me when you easily could have." His gratitude was palpable, and Jennifer reached across the table, squeezing his hand, her smile warm. William, who had watched Jennifer grow and now saw her reunited with her biological mother, felt a profound sense of peace. "I always knew Jennifer was meant for something great. Seeing her with her real mother, safe and sound, it's more than I could have asked for," he said, his voice thick with emotion. As the evening drew to a close, Aurora proposed a toast. "To family," she said, raising her glass. "The ones we're born into and the ones we find along the way. May we never take for granted the power of reunions and the bonds they strengthen." Everyone raised their glasses in agreement, clinking them gently in the soft light of the dining room. After dinner, Jennifer and Aurora took a walk in the gardens, under the stars, talking about the future and all the possibilities it held. Joey decided to stay in town, working with Aurora, who offered him a position in one of her companies. He was eager to start fresh, with new purposes and a sense of belonging. As life settled into its new normal, Jennifer and Evan worked tirelessly on their startup. With Aurora's support and guidance, they successfully launched their tech company, which quickly gained traction in the competitive market. The business not only thrived due to its innovative solutions, but also because of the heartfelt dedication behind it. Jennifer felt a deep sense of accomplishment, having turned her vision into reality, with people she trusted by her side. Meanwhile, Jennifer and Joey's relationship took a tender turn. During one quiet evening, as they walked along a scenic path near the river, Jennifer stopped, turning to Joey with a serious expression. "Joey, I owe you an apology," she began, her voice trembling slightly with emotion. "I never should have left you that day of the accident. It's haunted me, and I am so sorry for the pain it caused you." Joey, looking into her eyes, saw the sincerity and the regret she carried. He took her hands in his, and with a gentle smile, he replied, "Jennifer, what matters is that you're here now. We've both changed, grown, and I've started to remember my past. But with each piece that comes back, I remember more about who I want to be now, especially with you." Joey's journey of self-discovery and healing had transformed him. As his memories gradually returned, they did not return alone but were accompanied by a new resolve to live differently. He embraced his second chance with a gentleness and respect that endeared him even more to Jennifer. True to his word, Joey never missed an opportunity to celebrate her, especially on her birthdays, always making her feel cherished and valued. Their relationship blossomed, rooted in mutual understanding and a shared history of resilience. Together, they navigated the complexities of their pasts while building a hopeful future. Amidst the success of her startup and her deepening relationship with Joey, Jennifer never lost sight of her original motivation for seeking a better life, not just for herself, but for her family, especially her sister and her niece, Lisa. Lisa, whom Jennifer adored, had been a pivotal reason for her determination to succeed. Jennifer had experienced hardships early in life and was driven by a desire to ensure Lisa would never have to endure the same. Jennifer was proactive in her support. She provided financial assistance to her father, William, and her sister, helping stabilize their finances and ensuring they had comfortable lives. She invested in Lisa's education, promising her access to the best schools and opportunities for university, regardless of the cost. Jennifer wanted more than just financial stability for Lisa. She wanted to give her the tools to build her own successful future. Her efforts were not just about money, they were about empowerment. Jennifer often spent time with Lisa, mentoring her, encouraging her curiosity, and fostering a belief that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. Her commitment to Lisa's growth and development was a testament to her love and the promises she had made to herself about changing her family's narrative. At the startup's anniversary celebration, Jennifer took a moment to reflect on these commitments. With her family, friends, and loved ones gathered, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment, not only in her professional achievements, but in fulfilling her role within her family. William, witnessing the life Jennifer was building and her generosity towards her sister and niece, felt an immense pride and gratitude. Lisa, looking up to Jennifer as a role model, was inspired to dream big, her aspirations fueled by the love and support that surrounded her. Jennifer's life had become a beautiful balance of personal success, romantic fulfillment, and familial duty, all interwoven to create a tapestry rich with meaning and purpose. As the evening wore on, the stars twinkling above them, Jennifer knew that the best was not just behind them, but also ahead, in the bright future she was helping to weave for Lisa and for all those she loved.
Love this story? Give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts below and subscribe for more, and turn on that notification bell not to miss next story. Have a beautiful day.